Hello everybody, my name is Jillian and I like to homestead. Who knew? Well, I'm gonna try anyway. So this is our second year technically on our homestead, and I'm just headed out to get our, oh god, that is a lot of water. Headed out to get our, sorry, you have to see this. It's very muddy. We're in springtime, things are just starting to melt here, and the ground is starting to thaw, but we are on bedrock. We have no dirt, so let's try and grow some things on that. That sounds great. But I'm just headed out right now. We've got some trail cams that we've had set up all winter, so I'm just gonna go out and check them to see what they are, what they've got on them for this week, and thought I'd take you guys along with me. So you can see all the water. It's great. And our little orchard at the back that we planted last year. So there are some things that we have done to the property. We've moved in December. So when we got here, it was super snowy. There wasn't a whole lot that we could do except for walk around the property, which was super nice. It gave us the opportunity to be like, where do we want to put things? How do we feel about what we want to do? What are the things that would be most useful for us? So that was a really great time for us to be able to sit down and talk about what we wanted. And what we decided was the best thing to do was to do things that we were actually going to use. So what we did is we sat down and we looked over all the things that we had bought. So going to the grocery stores, going to like LCBOs and all those extra amenities that we didn't really want to rely on anymore. And we tried to decide, okay, how do we want to do this so that we don't have to go to these stores anymore? So we have these receipts now that we have crossed things off as we are able to do them ourselves. So I showed you a little bit of the orchard. So apples, plums, pears are off the list now. We're going to hopefully do chickens and turkeys. Yeah, so our plan eventually, which I think would be really kind of cool, kind of the end long-term game, would be able to set up a really nice greenhouse that we could grow things in all year round. So we're in Canada. It gets really cold here, like really, really cold. I hate the cold. So what I would really like the most would be able to go out and hang out with all my beautiful plants and not have to worry about them freezing. So I would love to be able to grow things that aren't supposed to be able to grow here, which would be kind of cool. To be able to grow things like our own coffee that we can grind in Canada would be super cool. And things like that, as well as doing our own meats and the regular stuff that you'd be able to do outside, because we have the technology. Why not use it, right? These things are here to make our lives easier. So if we have this ability to be able to bring everything onto our property and not worry about having to go out places, and I mean, we're kind of in the middle of a pandemic right now. Also probably why I'm starting this, because you gotta do it at some point, right? So yeah. That's kind of the end goal. That's where I think we're going. We'll have to see. This is kind of the prelude, right? If like in 15 years we'll look back at this video and be like, wow, that was not how that went. That was great. Perfect. So that's gonna be a lot of fun for us, and I hope for you guys too. So we're gonna check these cameras that we have. See, I've got one right here, and we've got one way back in the bushes, like right over there. And this is usually where we put up our camera. This is where we get a lot of predator activity because our neighbors over there have chickens and ducks, and they've done pigs in the past. So they've done all that right now. So we get a lot of traffic right along this way, especially with foxes. So it's like drama because we get these little snapshots of what the animals have been doing the whole time. So it's kind of neat to be like, oh, hey, we were just leaving for work when these deer were fighting, which we've seen. We've seen foxes that have been like barreling after turkeys that come through. We have so many turkeys that come through this property. It's ridiculous. I think like at one point we had 30 of them just kind of walk up the driveway just for no reason. I don't know where they're going. They hang out in front of the house for like an hour on the road. They don't really seem to care. So we say it's a turkey highway that comes around back here. And it's just a pathway that literally in the wintertime, it's mowed down by turkeys. We come back here in our snowshoes and we don't even need them because the turkeys have already made a path for us. I mean, it works out for us, so thank you, turkeys. but there's a lot of them. It's crazy. So this camera right here is a Browning trail cam. It works amazing. So if you guys follow us on Instagram at True North Life blog, then you'll see a lot of the photos that we've been able to get off of this one specifically. We have got some really cool photos of blue jays and cardinals and lots of crows, lots of turkeys, lots of really great deer photos, a couple of bucks, some really great looking does that have some fawns on them as well in the wintertime, which was really great. So hopefully we'll be able to see a few of those again on this camera right here. We'll have to check it out and see. The tricky part about this is I have to remember where I put the camera. We put it around somewhere. So last year, this is where we cut a bunch of wood because we had a birthday party for my mom. Oh, I see it. I was gonna say, it's really close to where we got a bunch of stuff here. But it's the same color as a tree. Also, we have a bunch of this stuff on our property. I actually don't really know what it is. It's everywhere. And this stuff will like cut your clothing. So if anybody knows what it is and how to get rid of it, I would be unbelievably thankful, because like it's just all back there, all this section is just covered in it. So walking around here is a bit of a pain in the butt. We thankfully were able to get a tractor last year. See, there it is, ta-da! That allowed us to clear a good portion of it, but if I get rid of all of it, I would be much happier. So I was standing on the other side of the field where the first camera was, and as I was walking up to pick up that camera, I saw a couple of turkeys that were just coming through, like right about there, walking this way. So it was kind of neat to be able to see, oh, like maybe I should put something over there because that looks like a really great spot. If the animals are regularly going to use it, why not take advantage of it, right? Sorry, I'm getting kind of close here. But yeah, so right now we only have 2 cameras up. If I had my way, I would have them everywhere, because I think it's so cool. It's like my favorite TV show to watch. Oh, it's starting to rain now. When you have all the animals just kind of doing their own thing, and you'd be like, oh, like we were sitting down to dinner when that turkey was running for its life, and when that bird was flying through the air and we got a really cool shot of it and coming down and snacking. So we put sweet feed out for them when it's appropriate time to do so. I haven't been putting any food out for them right now because we do have black bears in the area. We haven't had any directly on our side, so we live on the north side of a road, but I have another property that's just past the south side of the road, and we've been seeing bears there for 15-20 years. So I really don't want them to come this way, because I have a berry patch and an orchard, and I'm gonna have animals. Like, it's just not something that you really want to draw into your property. I'm sure it's something that we'll probably have to deal with at some point, but if we ourselves can stop that from happening, you know, sooner rather than later, then I would be much appreciative. So I can show you guys a little bit too here. Our river that we get it seems to be every year. It hasn't been as bad this year as it was last year. Last year this whole thing was flooded. So we've got a couple of supports that were supposed to go up for trees. Unfortunately, one of those supports ended up knocking down one of my trees. If you guys see, I've got one Instagram TV thing up about that. I came out here and tried to save it and it just didn't work out. You can actually see how close we are to bedrock because this is just flowing through our property. Over here, as I splish splash around, you can actually see the rock. Like that is bedrock right there. Right there. That's as much as it takes. So what am I standing in? An inch? Inch and a half maybe? Right there. And there's our orchard, which surprisingly, you can see the difference in how much dirt is actually there. And then the big trees behind it, how much more dirt is behind that. But everywhere else, it's pretty much all this just kind of shrub land. This area is always flooded. This is like our main pathway. Like the animals, the deer and all that use it too. So it's kind of sad. I wonder where they go when the property is flooded. Because like here, you know, that's a little bit more. That's more like 3 inches of water or more, depending on where I stand. Bet you I could put fish out here for like a couple of weeks every year. That'd be really great, right? They smell nasty. You know, so now that we've picked up the cameras and we're headed back towards the house, I'm just going to kind of say thanks for watching. This is our first video doing this kind of stuff, and hopefully we'll be able to see these things happen more in the future. I'll have to see. I'm not the most consistent person in the world, so I would like to make this a regular thing, but we'll have to see. So I'm the most consistent on Instagram if you guys want to give us a follow there. We're also on Facebook. It's all True North Life blog. We also obviously have the blog if you guys want to read some of the things we've been up to before we started this up. So we have been doing this for the year. We got the property in December of 2018. Yeah, 2018. So if you guys want to see all those kind of cool things, we like to cure our own meats. We like to bake our own bread, brew our own beer, ciders, and wines. I just started one. So we're kind of slowly crossing all those things that we usually get at the stores off of our list so that we, you know, we'll go out for maybe, I don't know, Q-tips one day. Stuff like that. Camera equipment, I guess, if this keeps going. But you never know, so fingers crossed that this goes well, and I hope to see you next time. Bye. You guys want to see what I mean by turkeys? Yeah. So when I say we have lots of turkeys, we have a lot of turkeys. And this is the grossness that you also catch. He's pretty nasty looking. So we sent out a kind of a bulletin like, oh, okay, like this guy's around, if anybody can come and take him off the property so he's not infecting anybody else. And everybody said that he would probably be gone by the time they got here. So this poor little guy, rough ending. There's another drama scene, so we have lots of little critters just like hanging around. And then right there, fox full tilt, probably ate a squirrel. Doesn't look like he got him. Coming back for more, checking things out. Foxes in the area are really nice.